So Atma Namaste, welcome to the session. We are studying the book Creative Transformations. We are currently on page 33. So like I was just saying, I have found that video of Master Choa. It is on a Facebook page, and I will post the link on our group, Better Life with Pranic Healing, right after this session. And of course on our website. So okay, so let's start from the first sutra on page 33. In anything concerning energy, you must consider conductivity and resistance. If the mind is closed, energy cannot go in. To have inner understanding, you must have inner conductivity. Faith, devotion, surrender, or being conductive all mean the same thing. सो इसको अपन सूत्र को तीन पार्ट्स में समझ सकते हैं. पहली बात तो इस मास्टर इज टॉकिंग अबाउट कंडक्टिविटी रेजिस्टेंस. तो आप थिंक ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, यू नो, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पासिंग थ्रू अ वायर. इफ द रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ द वायर इज मोर, लेस इलेक्ट्रिसिटी विल पास. सिमिलरली अगर हमारे अंदर रेजिस्टेंस ज्यादा होगी टू स्पिरिचुअलिटी, टू स्पिरिचुअल एनर्जी, टू द एनर्जी ऑफ द टीचिंग्स, लेस ऑफ दैट एनर्जी विल फ्लो थ्रू अस, है ना. सो कंडक्टिविटी एंड रेजिस्टेंस आर दी ऑपोजिट्स. अगर कंडक्टिविटी ज्यादा है तो दैट मीन्स रेजिस्टेंस कम है. अगर रेजिस्टेंस ज्यादा है दैट मीन्स कंडक्टिविटी कम है. Second part, if our mind is closed, then energy cannot go in. So you see, now inner conductivity is very, very, very important. If you remember, when we come into the pranic healing class, you know, the first thing instructor says, don't sit like this. He says, open your arms. You remember, आपने जब basic pranic healing class किया, तो first thing you were told is to sit in a receptive position. So that is physical level conductivity. But more important, the instructor must have also said, just listen to what I am saying with an open mind. Because if the mind is not open, if the mind is closed, you know, it's like trying to pass electricity through wood. कोशिश किया आपने कभी लकड़ी के थ्रू अगर आप बिजली को करंट पास करना चाहेंगे, it doesn't pass. Why? Because the wood is close to this conductivity. It is very, very high resistance. Nothing will pass. Similarly, if our mind is closed, then it is difficult to absorb anything. And the third part, master is giving synonyms, है ना, पर्यायवाची शब्द, कि faith or devotion or surrender, being conductive, they all mean the same thing. Because sometimes you will see faith, sometimes you will see the other word. So just so that we are not confused, you know, they are all meaning the same things. Okay, let's go on. Devotion means constantly thinking about God or your teacher. It is like always thinking about your beloved. Now you may think, अरे ये तो बहुत आसान बात है. This is so simple. Try it. Not so easy. For somebody like Mirabai, have you heard of Saint Mirabai, who was a Krishna Bhakt, and her entire day and entire life was just, you know, in the memory or the imagination or the thought of Lord Krishna. Very difficult. So just try it, because the mind tends to get distracted. And one of the ways that some of the gurus have taught us, the way to quieten the mind is by filling it with the thoughts of God. You know, in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, he uses the term Ishwar Paridhana, Pranidhana, Ishwar Pranidhana. That means, you know, surrender, constant connection, constant thinking of God. And similarly, Guru. For everything you think, if my Guru was in this situation, what would he have done? How would he have behaved? What does he do his teachings tell me? है ना? वो अगर आप करते रहेंगे, so that will be very helpful. And this is kind of, you know, the highest form of karma yoga, where we say, okay, all these actions that I am doing in the world, they are not distracting me from God, but they are dedicated to God. मैं जो भी कार्य कर रहा हूं, it is out of my devotion to God. Yeah. And you know, Master Choa, he is given this beautiful teaching, and you will see it in that video that I have posted today. There are two ways to live life. One is the ordinary way, and the other is with constant divine presence, constant divine assistance. So that is sort of the teaching here. Let's go to the next sutra. You can go higher and higher just by being conductive. When you have conductivity, your spiritual progress is fast and the power and blessing of the teacher passes to you. So this is like a summary. ये जो पूरा section था, the last 7, 8 sutras, this is like a summary of that, right? This is what we have been talking about. कि ये सब क्यों कर रहे हैं हम? Why are we being receptive? Because इससे हमारी स्पिरिचुअल प्रोग्रेस एक्सेलरेट हो जाती है एंड गुरु जी की ब्लेसिंग्स और उनकी जो शक्ति है वो हमें प्राप्त हो जाती है. करेक्ट? ओके, लेट्स मूव ऑन. Let's read the next 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3 sutras together. They are very closely interconnected. Without a strong connection to the Guru, your development will be difficult. The relationship between Guru and the student must be harmonious. Otherwise, it will affect the class. How you treat the teacher is like an echo. It comes back to you many, many times. What you give returns to you many, many times. I hope the language is simple, right? We'll discuss it. Let's read the next two also. There is a connection between student and teacher, an energy connection. Your degree of respect towards the teacher affects the connection. Actually, this is not only between you and the teacher, but between you and any other person. किस तरह का कनेक्शन है, उसमें किस तरह की एनर्जी फ्लो कर रही है, डिपेंड्स ऑन योर एटीट्यूड एंड द एटीट्यूड ऑफ द अदर पर्सन. इफ यू हैव डीप ग्रेटिट्यूड, रिस्पेक्ट एंड लव फॉर द टीचर, द कनेक्शन इज वेरी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग. You are being fed. Being fed what? Spiritual energy. The relationship between the teacher and the student must be harmonious. There are many different teachers at various levels. If you cannot adapt, do not force yourself to stay. Can you imagine a guru who is saying, well, if you are not right for this school, you go to some other school. Otherwise, every school wants to, hold on to us and change us. Instead, Master is saying, if you cannot adapt, well, better find some other guru. So there are two main points that I can see over here. Number one, Master is emphasizing harmony. Now, harmony means what? Master is not here in physical body, but harmony of our beliefs, of our understanding. Master has, he keeps saying, follow the simple instructions. Now, harmony means we understand the instructions and we try to follow them. All the effort we have to make, Master has already given us. अब हमें एफर्ट करना है, हमें उनको समझना है और उसको फॉलो करना है. And then Master is also saying, if you cannot adapt, means if you cannot find harmony, अगर आपके मानसिक तौर पे आपको क्लेश, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट लगता है, no, why is he saying this? Why is he doing this? Then you better find some other guru. That is what I think Master is telling us here. Now, second point, more important. Even if there is lack of harmony, or at least, in the beginning, sometimes we don't understand the teachings. है ना, अभी हमारे अंदर impurity ज्यादा है, हम उसको ग्रहण नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. Never be impolite, never be disrespectful. Do not criticize. Always gratitude, respect, and love. Even if there are some things you don't understand, some things you do not agree with. We have come across this sutra earlier also. Even you can question, but not in a manner of disrespect. Not in a way to challenge, but to find out more. So then we become entitled to tremendous downpour of blessings. And this gratitude, respect, and love is not only in our thoughts and emotions, but we have to put into action. What does it mean to put into action? You should contribute in any way that we can to the teacher school. maybe financially, maybe in terms of physical effort, maybe in terms of time, maybe contribute some work, maybe help in spreading the school, right? So that these are ways in which we will actually show or we will express our gratitude, respect and love. है ना? ये तीन चीजों को याद रखिए, ग्रेटिट्यूड आभार, रिस्पेक्ट आदर, लव प्रेम. ये these three things are essential between us and the guru. All right, let's go on. Just as the moon gets its light from the sun, the students get their light, energy from the teacher. When you receive spiritual teachings, you are being fed like a plant growing under the sun. है ना? कितना poetic touch है. Mentally say to the teacher, I'm just going to the next page, you are like the sun. All I have to do is to open my inner windows and doors to receive the blessings. So here when you say you are the sun, we are not pointing to the physical teacher, we are pointing to the soul who is the spiritual teacher. And when we say we will open our inner doors and windows, what does it mean? Again, be conductive. Have an attitude of surrender, है ना? Sharanagati. Accept the teachings. Internalize the teaching. है ना? In the Indian system, there is this beautiful word, realize. रियलाइज का मतलब है कि सिर्फ समझना नहीं है मानसिक तौर पे, लेकिन उसको अपने जीवन में जीना है, अपने जीवन में उतारना है. वी हैव टू लिव द टीचिंग्स. You know, we keep saying the word sharana. Sharana means to come in the shelter of. That means to, you know, like a way you can say sharana. Now, this is something that Lord Buddha, or, you know, in the school of Buddhism also, they say, Buddham sharanam gacchami, dharmam sharanam gacchami, sangham sharanam gacchami. So, accept the Buddha, accept the teachings and accept the school. That is how we open our doors and windows when we do the same to our teacher. Right? Okay, let's go on. The teacher is a bridge. As you become more receptive, you become one with the teacher. So you see why Master, you know, many times he has used this term bridge. Why bridge? Because there is this, there is this. Now they are they are separated. A bridge connects them together. So as a bridge, what is our Guruji connecting? So you can think of your physical self and your physical or ordinary self and your inner or spiritual or divine self. You can think of your incarnated soul, your higher soul. You can think of yourself and divinity or God. Our potentiality, each of us has the potential to be a God. But, you know, is that real? So convert, you know, bridging the potentiality with the reality. Our lower nature with the higher nature. This is the bridging that the Guruji does for us. That is why it is important to be grateful, to be respectful. The teachings given to you are permanent. When your physical body dies, what you can take with you is your spiritual development. Now, this is a nice sutra because it gives us the motivation. It tells us why we must prioritize spiritual development over, you know, material development. You see, on the material side, my suggestion to you is it is just enough to be comfortable, to be able to live a reasonably comfortable life and to, you know, have some savings and so on, so that, you know, sometimes समय बदलता है तो आपके पास कुछ savings होनी चाहिए. But the priority is of spiritual development. Why? Because your money, your jewelry, your house, your, you know, 50 lakh rupee or 1 crore rupee car, you cannot take with you. Right? But your spiritual development, you can take with you into your next life. Now, again, One thing is to just understand this intellectually. The other is to internalize this, to realize this. Realize means to live it. So it should show in your life. What are you giving more priority to? To your spiritual development or to material progress? Like I said, my belief is that material progress is okay up to a level. After that, you are just becoming a slave to more money, more money, more money, more wealth, more wealth, more wealth. It's not going to help you with your spiritual progress. Anyway, these are my thoughts. I mean, Master is agreeing with me. So, all right, the last sutra on page 35. See the teacher at least once a year. Now, obviously, this is when, these books were published when Master was still in his body. Not this edition, by the way, but an older edition was published when Master was still in his body and he was conducting seminars, classes, courses, multiple every year. See the teacher at least once a year. The role of the teacher is to feed the students, to provide them with energy. This is the spiritual fuel needed to develop. You can grow by kicking yourself, or you can grow by being hit with the big stick by the lords of karma. So I think slightly disconnected two parts of the sutra. First part is where Master is saying, "Bhai, you should come and see me at least once a year." Now, of course, the replacement is Master's videos. And the interesting thing is every month at full moon, one video of Master is made public. Right now also it is available on globalpranichealing.com. Yeah. So you must make it a point to listen to it. There's no substitute for Master teaching us directly. And when Master talks about spiritual fuel or spiritual food, this is the teachings, the blessings, the healings. Interestingly, the first time I attended Master Choa's workshop, this was in August 2005. He gave a blessing. As the first part of his first lecture was ending, he gave a blessing. And, it was like a physical wave coming and hitting you. It was so powerful. And it was a very blissful feeling. Also, a lady who was sitting to my side, about 5, 6 chairs away, she got up and she said that, "Master, I had a lump in my breast, and once when you gave the blessing, that lump has disappeared. I was hoping to ask you for a healing, but just your blessing, that lump has disappeared." So this is the reason for connecting with the Guru in as physical a form as possible. Now, of course, what is possible? The videos. Second part of the sutra. You see, you have to understand, and this is very important for all of us to understand, spiritual development is inevitable. It is we talk about the divine plan. Have you heard of this term, divine plan? The divine plan is each of us souls, and this, all the matter in our solar system, it has to evolve, and it will evolve. That is inevitable. अब हमारे ऊपर ये choice है. We have two choices. One is, like Master says, kick yourself. That means we push ourselves. We say, no, I want to develop spiritually. And this will be then faster, smoother, let's say less painful. Second is we forego that opportunity. हम उसको ignore कर देते हैं. मौका है लेकिन छोड़ देते हैं. So what will happen? We will still be forced to develop spiritually, but the force will be by the stick of karma. कर्मा का डंडा पड़ेगा. पेनफुल, स्लो प्रोसेस. धीरे 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 we will correct, and each part of it is slightly painful. Yeah. Okay, we've already gone past the time, so I think we can stop here now. Let's go on to the healing portion.